A red flag is a warning sign, something that requires your attention. And if not, then it can build tension, pain, and suffering in the relationship that you are in. Hi everyone, this is Adri, Adventurous Catholic. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you 17 red flags that you should watch out for in a relationship, in a courtship. I know that courtship is a fancier term for relationship, but not just because you're in a courtship means that your relationship is holy, and it doesn't mean that this is the person that you are surely going to marry. There can still be red flags and things to watch out for, and things that you must bring into prayer as you discern whether this person that you are getting to know or courting is for you or not. Some of these red flags that I am bringing up in today's video are from my personal experience. Some others are from some of you. If you are following me on my Instagram page, I sent out a question on my story asking if you know of any red flags, if you've experienced them or witnessed them before. So I am including a lot of those on here as well. And finally, from Catholic websites. So I found a lot of really good information out there, and I'm trying to bring it as well into this video. I will link some of those websites down below so that you can look more into it if you want. Alright, so let's not waste any more time and let's jump right into it because 17 is a big number. Red flag number 1, his or her intentions are not clear from the start. For girls, you don't know if this guy wants to pursue a relationship with you or not. You consider yourself a thing, not friends, but also not a couple, because you don't really know what you are. He hasn't made that clear to you. If he doesn't know what you are to him, or he doesn't know what he wants you to be for him, or if he's not intentionally seeking marriage, then it's a great time to step back and potentially find someone else. If he's not ready, he's gonna end up hurting you. And then for guys, you can experience this in a girl as well. I mean, even though you're the one pursuing her, if her intentions are not clear and she doesn't really know if she wants to be in a relationship, or maybe she doesn't want to be in a relationship, she just wants to get to know people, and your intentions are different from each other, then this is also something to watch out for. Red flag number 2, the person does not show interest in the things that you enjoy or the people that are in your life. So if you're feeling like you're sharing your hobbies, your interests with this person, and all the things that make you happy or bring joy to your life, and they seem pretty careless about it or don't really engage with it or want to know more, whether they shut you off or redirect the conversation to themselves and their own interests and their own hobbies, then that can feel draining. If you've experienced this before or you're experiencing it now, then you've probably felt drained by this because you feel like you're not being listened to. Then that is also something to watch out for. Red flag number 3. This person is not Catholic. This seems obvious to a lot of people, but you'd be surprised how many people I've talked to or met that have said, as long as this person doesn't stop me from practicing my faith, then I'm okay with that. Don't get me wrong, there are Catholics who have had successful marriages with non-Catholics, but it definitely creates a strain in the long run. There is a good friend of mine who she and I were talking about this, and she was explaining to me that in the moments when one is married, in the toughest moments when problems begin to rise in ways that they didn't before marriage, when really difficult situations begin to arise, one turns to their core values, their faith, their morality, what they really deeply, fundamentally believe in their hearts. And if the two are on opposite pages, they turn to different sources. One turns to their Catholic faith and to God and the other one doesn't, then it can be a very difficult time for both of them because they're turning to different sources, and it makes it a lot harder to get through things together. So it's just something to be very mindful of and have conversations with the other person about. That way you can avoid this in the long run. Red flag number 4, they are Catholic, by title, but not by practice. I call these cafeteria Catholics. Other people may have other names for them, but how can you tell if someone is Catholic just by title and not by practice? So one is he or she doesn't know what the church teaches about a lot of things and does not make an effort to want to know more. Another one is they see the faith like a checklist. They think that just by having the sacraments, they're good to go, right? Wrong. They make excuses not to pray, not to go to mass, not to read spiritual books, or deepen their relationship with God. This is a big one because marriage is our bridge to heaven. And if this person does not have an interior life and a spiritual formation, how are they supposed to help you get to heaven? If they are not willing to better themselves, if they are not willing to improve, if they are not willing to get to know their faith more, then it's the same as just not being Catholic. Red flag number 5, the person does not want to have a spiritual director. Many practicing Catholics don't have a spiritual director because unfortunately they can't find one, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if they don't even have the intention of doing so, if they don't believe in spiritual guidance, at least, spiritual mentors, they don't have people to keep them accountable spiritually in their life, then they're very likely to fall apart in their faith. Red flag number 6, this person does not practice self-reflection. This can cause a person to not know him or herself very well and thus lead to difficulty in communicating themselves. If you don't know yourself very well, how are you supposed to communicate with yourself to other people? If the person that you're currently getting to know or are in a relationship with is not practicing self-reflection, then most likely that can lead to difficulties in communication, which is another red flag that I'm going to bring up. Red flag number 7. So this one is more geared towards women because it is about men. So this one is he does not care to provide for a family. He doesn't have the intention to provide for a family. He doesn't seem to have any goals in mind. He doesn't know what he wants financially. He can care less if he works or the wife works. Girls, you don't need to push him to do this. This needs to come out of him. If the guy doesn't really know what he wants or he's a little bit more careless about it, then this is going to lead to a lot of strain in the relationship because the man is supposed to lead and the woman is supposed to follow the man's lead. Red flag number 8, the person does not value modesty. So for men, if the girl that you are getting to know wears leggings, short shorts, tight or inappropriate clothing on a day-to-day basis, this is a sign that she may not respect herself or she's seeking attention from others. She may not be healed from her past, from her childhood, whatever the case. It could also happen to be that she is just uninformed. She doesn't know. She may be misguided. It is so mainstream in our culture to wear clothing that is inappropriate, that is revealing. So she just may not be aware of the dangers that it poses to her soul and to the souls of others. But a conversation about this will help you be on the same page. After bringing it up and seeing her point of view, her perspective, then if she's bringing up these ideas of feminism, my body, my choice attitude, or I could dress however I want, men don't need to look if they don't want to, it's their sin, not mine. She's coming at you with that approach, then that is something very big to watch out for. Or if you sense that she cannot respect herself, respect her body, then it's going to be really easy for her to seek a relationship for the wrong reasons. She may be seeking your attention and wanting you to fulfill her rather than God. She may need a lot of healing and expect you to heal her, which is, it's not your responsibility to heal her. She may be a very lovely person, but if she can't respect herself, she can't respect her body, and she's seeking you as an outlet, then that's going to be very dangerous for you. Now for women, if he does not care how you dress, if he's okay with you dressing immodestly in front of him, then this is a sign that he is not grounded in his faith because he doesn't know or he's not able to distinguish sin and help you to stray away from it. Red flag number 9, the person does not value chastity. Whether it be that he or she is okay with sex before marriage, or maybe not that, but he or she thinks that it's okay to intimately kiss before marriage or express affection that will lead to impure thoughts and actions, that is also a red flag, because intimate kissing is a mortal sin. And if this person doesn't care to lead you away from mortal sin, then they're only going to lead you away from heaven. Another way you can tell if a person does not value chastity is if he or she doesn't respect your body. They touch you in areas that you don't feel comfortable with, and if you bring it up, it doesn't seem like they have self-control over their body and their actions. And this is a very big thing to watch out for. All right, red flag number 10, gaslighting, which is psychologically manipulating. So if you feel hurt by this person and you're bringing it up to him or her, but he or she doesn't empathize with you, doesn't seem to understand you, but instead flips the situation and makes you seem like you're the one to blame, or they make you apologize for having brought it up in the first place, then that is an example of this. They put up all these excuses to make it seem like it really wasn't their fault, or they put the blame on you rather than owning up to what you are claiming to be their fault. They make you seem selfish for bringing up these issues or problems that are bothering you. They make it seem like you are too sensitive. You are the one that needs to change. You're the one that needs to not make a big deal about things or get over things. They may force you to want to do something that you don't want to do, that you don't feel comfortable doing, and then make you feel bad for not doing it. An example of this is using sex as a tool to get what they want. So these are signs that a person may be manipulating you psychologically. This is a very big red flag, something to really watch out for, because if they're manipulating you now, what makes you think they're not going to keep on manipulating you for the rest of your life? Red flag number 11, lack of communication. This is the one that I was referencing earlier. So you can know this if somebody is avoiding confrontation, so he or she does not want to confront situations. They'd rather walk away from them, put them to the side, not think about them now. And so if they're not willing to face situations now, when you guys are in a courting relationship, in a dating relationship, then they are not going to all of a sudden click and want to solve things later. They're going to get comfortable down the road in a marriage and continue to solve problems and confront things the way that they usually do. Another sign of this is the person is not being fully honest, not being transparent. They seem to be hiding something or holding back. Another thing is he or she committed to something or said that they would do something and don't end up going through with it, and they forget that they even said it, so their actions and words do not match up. Red flag number 12. The person is living in mortal sin, or they have mortal sin that they don't see as a very big deal. Some examples of this are they watch porn, they engage in masturbation, they support contraception, contraceptives, and or abortion, they support homosexuality, they get drunk, they get high, they go to strip clubs, and they don't go to confession. They are either living in these sins or they have mortal sin, but they don't see them as a big deal. Red flag number 13. You are experiencing these feelings that I'm going to mention right now, but you've already brought them up and it doesn't seem to change. You are feeling like you aren't good enough. You feel like you are doing more for them than they're doing for you. So you feel like you are pretty much chasing after them and trying hard for them, but you don't feel like they're putting in the same effort or trying hard for you. You feel like you cannot communicate with him or her, or you will be judged. You cannot trust them, and you do not feel at peace. So these feelings in themselves are just feelings. They're not red flags in themselves, but if you are experiencing these feelings and you are bringing them up to the person and then it doesn't seem like they're doing anything about it, don't seem to be finding solutions for them, then that's what could be a red flag. All right, red flag number 14. The person's character is inconsistent. So their character switches suddenly. You don't know what to expect when you're going to see them, if they're going to be in a good mood, in a bad mood. This can cause your emotions to be unstable because your emotions will change as their character changes, which is emotionally unhealthy for you. So this is a big one to keep in mind for. All right, red flag number 15. He or she does not prioritize you. So they seem to be prioritizing everything or everyone else but you. They seem to be making excuses for not spending time with you, canceling plans with you often, talking so much about other people or other things going on in their life, but doesn't seem to appreciate the time that you two spend together. This is one of those things that can make you feel like you're trying very hard, but the other person is not trying as hard for you. So it can be draining, and it's definitely a red flag. Red flag number 16, he or she is not introducing you to the people in his or her life. If this person that you are with is taking you seriously, then they're going to show that. They're going to show other people in their life that they are with you, and they're not going to be ashamed of it. They're going to allow you to meet their family members and friends and those who they love. I know some people who hold off on this right away, so perhaps not right away, but in a reasonable time. If it gets to the point where you are starting to feel unimportant for them, then that is when you need to bring it up in a conversation. If there is a legitimate reason and you seem to understand that, then that will bring you peace. But if it doesn't bring you peace, then there's something wrong with that. Then it may be a red flag, something to pay attention to. All right, my final one, red flag number 17. The way they treat their family members is disrespectful. So the way that he or she treats their mom, their dad, their siblings, this is going to mirror in a marriage. If there are bad words being thrown around, vulgar attitude, hitting or bad-mouthing, talking bad behind their family's back, watch out for this, because the next person that will be affected is you. All right, so with all of this being said, we are all imperfect. We are all sinners, and we all mess up. We are not going to marry a perfect person. But like I said earlier, the main thing is their desire, their intent to be a better person. And if that is not willing to change, if any of these red flags are popping up and you're bringing them up in conversation, they don't seem to change, that is where it can be very dangerous for your relationship. It may be time for you to ask yourself this and consider ending the relationship. Will it be tough? Yes. Nobody said it was going to be easy, but through that difficulty, you're going to find a freedom that you won't understand until it happens. So I know it's easier said than done, but this is coming from somebody who has ended a toxic relationship that had a lot of these red flags that I mentioned. So I know that it's not impossible. I'm telling you this because if I did it, then you can do it too. And if you're not in a relationship, if you're just watching this video to be mindful, then that's awesome. Keep it up. Keep up the good fight. Pray about it. Pray that the Lord sends you somebody who is going to help you get to heaven and not hinder you from it. All right, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. Let me know down in the comments what you think. God bless you all. Stay faithful, my friends, and I will see you all next week.